Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hello. Here's a recap of everything I read in June, and for context, this video is a follow-up video to the video I made at the beginning of June where I talked about everything I plan to read in June. Yes, so here's a recap of all of them. The first one is Woman Eat Me Whole by Amma Asentewa Diaka. This is a collection of poems, and I found this collection to be lyrical and somewhat deep, but it didn't really speak to me. However, I did find some really insightful lines, quotes from there, and here is one of them. We juxtapose our monsters with our inner children and expect the purity of that inner child to triumph over our own evil. But we forget that sometimes children are monsters too. Yeah. The next one is Angels and Demons by Dan Brown. Now, before I go ahead to talk about this book, I want to say this. Anything whatsoever I say about this book, consider it to be an oversimplification, because you need to read it for yourself. Honestly, I do not have the words to articulate how this book made me feel, to be honest, but I will say this. This book did attempt to answer questions that have long been on my mind, and it made me wonder, could God and science be flip sides of the same coin? Check it out for yourself, especially if you're curious about the said divide between God, religion, and science. I bet you'll find it interesting. The next one is Astrid Parker Doesn't Fail by Ashley Herring Blake. This was the book I picked for Pride Month, and honestly, it was underwhelming. I don't know, maybe it's the time I picked it up, maybe it was bad timing. It's not really a bad book, it was just bad timing. I tried to like it, but around the 6th or the 7th chapter, I was forced to DNF it because it was too fluffy. It felt too fluffy, and at the time when I picked it up, I wasn't in the mood for fluff. So, like I said, it's not a bad book, it's just bad timing. Yes, I DNF'd it, I didn't go on. Maybe I will enjoy it at a later date, who knows? Yeah. The next one is How You're Destroying Your Focus Every Day by The Deep File. Profound, deeply profound. Every hour you spend doom scrolling is an hour someone else spends building the thing that makes them unforgettable. The Deep File. Let it sink in. The fifth one is The Surprising Predictability of the Wellness to the Alt-Right Pipeline by Charlie Chatz. This essay made me realize that food is indeed political, has always been, will always be, well, at least according to Charlie Chatz. She also made me understand that the wellness industry might just be one big money grabbing scheme. I kind of agree. The last but not the least is Schools don't just fail to develop critical thinkers, they punish them, by Kitty Purviance. As someone who is deeply critical about the educational systems, I did find this quote from the author to be very inspiring. I couldn't agree more. Here's the quote. The question worth asking now is why educational environments are structured in ways that reliably produce that stress that makes learning impossible. If you're curious about the educational systems, I think you will find this essay to be interesting because she did dive deep in certain aspects on why our educational system is the way it is. And I do think you would benefit from it if you're that kind of person who's curious about that sort of thing. So, yeah. Anyway, that's everything I read in June, and thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.